Today we're going to take a look at the top 3 goals you could set yourself when it comes to entering a trading competition. Now, the 2020 Trading Cup has been pretty amazing and we've seen some incredible results of our leaders. But the very first point and the very first goal you might like to set yourself is to make sure you take every setup that your system generates. Now, over time you would have generated a system that you believe generates a positive expectancy or a positive result for every trade that you take. Win, lose or draw, that's the key to the expectancy. You have an expected amount that you'll make for every dollar that you risk. Now, the key to that is to make sure that you take every single setup. If you miss a setup, then the expectancy of your system is affected. So you want to make sure that you take every single trade. Now, the second goal you want to make sure, and this is a big one, it's making sure you minimize the amount of mistakes. Now, of course, we all make trades that we wish we hadn't, and sometimes they do turn into losses. We buy at the top and then it falls down and we exit, and that's really annoying. However, what I'm talking about here is the mistakes we make, like on the typewriter, just entering orders, putting in the wrong stop loss. That's the simple things that you can control. A good example is Dr. Van Tharp. He's one of the foremost trading experts in the world, and in order to get into his super trading program and to actually graduate from the program, you need to have less than 5% errors on your account. So what we mean by an error is you've got your trading system entry, exit, your risk management rules, where you take profits and so on. If you go against those and you step in and you modify those, then that is a mistake. And obviously entering orders or entering the wrong order, they're simple mistakes that we make. And we've all made them, but when you're entering into a trading competition and the talent is so good, you want to make sure you're minimizing those mistakes at all costs. Now, the third goal you want to have, and this is a big one, as you know, goals are very important in life and in particular in trading. So you want to set yourself some modest goals that you can achieve, but you also want to stretch them a little bit so that it gives you some opportunity for upside and something to really strive towards. But you want to set modest goals. Don't set ridiculous goals. Some of the leaders in our trading competition, they have been achieving several 100%. But what you want to do is want to make sure your goals are in line with the risk reward of your trading system. So a few people in the trading competition, they do tend to set more aggressive risk management in order to realize the upside potential. But of course that also brings in greater drawdowns. So there is a balance between the risk that you take on with larger risk in order to get higher rewards, but you need to make sure that suits and fits in with your overall goals of your trading system. If you don't feel comfortable with taking on higher risk, then you need to scale it back a little bit and make sure that risk reward is in line with what you're trying to achieve. And overall on your account, if you're trying to achieve say 20% return, but you're only willing to take on 2% risk, or a 2% drawdown of that account, then obviously that would be a 10-to-1 risk reward. I hope that makes sense. So if you're willing to risk 2% of your overall account, but you want to achieve 20%, then that's a 10 times risk reward. But if your average trade is say 2-to-1 risk reward for where you put your stop loss relative to your take profit, then a 10-to-1 risk reward is just not going to be achievable. So you want to make sure when you set your goals that you do take into account your risk reward and keep it well within what you feel is your risk reward parameters and what you feel comfortable with as a trader. So hopefully you can set some solid goals that help you get onto the leaderboard and maybe exceed your expectations. But of course, do understand that trading leverage products does come with risks, so trade cautiously where you can, and we look forward to seeing you on top of the Trading Cup leaderboard. Thank you.
Are you ready to take the challenge? Go to www.tradingcup.com to register.